Why did my wife want to jump off the roof? Cheating Reddit stories, cheating wife stories. James, where are you going, and what are you doing here? If you do not come out of here, I will jump. Undoubtedly, you are my spouse. In the event that you are experiencing discomfort, Jill, where else would you like for me to be? There is no reason for you to jump out of a plane if you genuinely believe that you have something to live for. I am jumping because I have caused you and the children a great deal of grief. I am jumping because of this. Before I leave, each of you will be in a more advantageous position. All that is required of me is to lean forward and jump, and God and gravity will take care of everything else when it comes to my situation. What is it that you have done that is so heinous that you are motivated to take your own life when you sense the impulse to do so? The actions that I took are completely clear to you at this point. The bedroom was the location where I cheated on you with Stan Underhill, which ultimately led to the destruction of our marriage. Our marriage was shattered by me. Having sexual intercourse with Stan is a reason to question your sense of good taste, but jumping off a 30-story building sounds like an overreaction to me. Despite the fact that I acknowledge that having sexual relations with Stan is a reason to worry about your sense of taste. The commitments that we made during our wedding were broken by me. As a consequence of my conduct, the entire family, including our children, felt ashamed and embarrassed. My involvement in Stan's eviction from his home and the forced dissolution of his marriage appears to be the most likely explanation for both of these events. You are unable to comprehend the fact that if I were to pass away, everyone would be in a more favorable position. I am not in the least bit in agreement with the notion that your dying will make things better for either me or our children. I do not believe that things will improve. There is no denying that you have committed an error, yet, the repercussions of your actions are not worth your life. There are other choices open to us, Jill, in the case that you are having an affair. One of those choices is to file for divorce. I have never brought up the subject of the divorce in any of our conversations. The notion of having a divorce is something that you have not given any thought to, is that correct? After giving it some thought, I ultimately came to the conclusion that this would not be good to the process of our family's rehabilitation. I did give it some thought. My passing will help you heal, and the children will no longer have a mother and wife who cheat on them, which will be embarrassing for you whenever we are in the company of other people. Despite the fact that this is the most important thing for me, my passing will be of assistance to you in healing. If you don't bring it up to me, you won't be startled if I cheat again. I'll be prepared for it. If I were to pass away, you would not only be entitled to half of our financial holdings, but you would also be entitled to all of them. You will be eligible to receive my life insurance policy in the event that I pass away. This is Jill. I will feel awful that I did not do enough to convince you of how important you are to our family. Not only will your passing make our wounds more acute, but it will also impede us, the children, from getting better. Because of this, I will feel terrible. As a side note, you are totally deficient in your understanding of life insurance. In the event that you pass away, there is no benefit to taking your own life. When one of us is needed to handle the chores around the house that you generally do, we will think of you each and every day. We will constantly be thinking about you. If you want to take my place, James, it is not difficult to locate a woman who is willing to do so. You are a man who is wonderful in terms of his intelligence, kindness, and beauty. Your offspring are truly remarkable in every way. I believe that each and every one of you is deserving of a better mother and wife. When I consider what I did to you, I find it hard to comprehend why you are not angry with me. Reprimand me, yell at me, and strike me. I have earned it. It is not that I am insane, rather, it is that you have assumed how the children and I feel. Shouldn't you inquire about how we are feeling? Just prior to my arrival, the children inquired, what is the reason behind Mom's desire to abandon us? Have we committed a serious offense? If you take your own life, people will begin to blame themselves rather than you, and you will not be able to provide them with an explanation. I shall be held responsible for it. You did not inquire about my intentions, rather, you simply presumed that I would be vengeful and wish to get rid of you. I simply want you to know that if you were to cheat on me, I would be so damn upset. Because I am too self-centered, I am aware that this is a hypocritical act on my part. It is essential that you have a wife and mother who is concerned about both your interests and the interests of your children. I believed that I owned it. Even after this little brief encounter, I'm not entirely certain that I don't have her anymore. If she were to leave, that would be the only way to lose her. In other words, you're going to consider staying. You have been there for me through the prosperous and the impoverished, the sick and the healthy, the good times and the bad times. You have been an amazing mother to your children throughout their lives. I am grateful to you for being such a fantastic lover. I have a lot of reasons why I want to continue being married. Despite the fact that I do not deserve to have such a beautiful husband as you, you are already fortunate to have me. Our wedding vows were broken by me. It is undeniable that you have violated your commitment to abandon everyone else. Take a look at all of the other commitments you've made to yourself. You have been by my side through times of prosperity and destitution, sickness and health, and both happy and sad times because you have never left my side. You have been there for me through both the good times and the difficult times. Both of them broke into a smile. Could it be that you, James, are only attempting to discourage me by your statement? Would you kindly turn me around? You are able to understand each and every factor. In the event that you were to fall, they informed me that it would be my obligation to clean up the mess that was discovered outside. You have no clue how complicated the issue would be if there was blood and brains splattered all over the place. Do you have any concept? If you were to hit someone, what would happen? They will most likely initiate legal action against me in the near future. The idiots down there are standing in such close proximity to one another that it is dangerous. He had a grin on his face. Do not continue to make me laugh out loud. James, the issue of idiot suicide is a serious one. Are you ready to face it by yourself at this very moment? Is it really certain that you would like to come down here with me? Whatever the case may be, let me to illustrate. James took hold of Jill's hand and pulled it from her with a great deal of force. After being hurled from a towering structure, both individuals were injured. Jill yelled and kicked all the way up to the air mattress that the firefighters had set out while he distracted Jill with discussions. Jill's actions happened when he was distracted by the conversations. Jill was able to accomplish her escape successfully. Jill went towards James while cursing and punching him. Almost soon, the mattress started to loosen its air, and Jill began to deflate it. Whoever you are, you give me the impression that I am going to pass away. After being caught by firefighters who were present at the scene, she was transported to an ambulance so that she could undergo medical evaluation. When the officers approached James, James was standing there. How are you doing exactly? Of course, I am able to reiterate it. It was a lot of fun. It was both courageous and foolish of you. You are aware that she will be required to undergo a psychiatric evaluation once she leaves the emergency department, right? If you are successful in persuading the physicians to lock her in there and lose the keys, the outcome of the situation will be determined by the doctors who are now working in the hospital. This is one of those women you imagined would take your position when you went, she remarked, pointing to the lovely young woman who was standing behind James. Oh, this is one of those women you thought would take your place. Your assessment of that was absolutely correct. I went for a few test drives myself. Coming to a decision is not a simple task. The children enjoy it a great deal. Jill, are you familiar with I have no doubt that you are my husband. Have you arrived to help me get out of this place? They consider me to be insane. Who the hell is that accompanying you at this moment? You are absolutely right, you will simply find solutions to your issues if you come here, and I will work on mine there. You son of a, when I leave this place, I will make it a point to pay you a visit on a regular basis. I just wanted to let you know that I have some reading materials for you because you have a lot of spare time right now. The child did, in fact, send you a card wishing you well. In what you said, you indicated that you desired for me to return at the time that you were going to figure out the situation together. Yes, you are quite right. After Jill became aware of the letter, she read it and discovered that it included a petition for divorce. She started striking, yelling, kicking, and racing around anywhere she could find herself after she became enraged. She also started kicking. The process of bringing her down and sedating her required the assistance of 4 different paramedics. When James and his companion had left, he made the remark, "Preserve her presence for a while." In response to their departure, "Please let me know if you would like some ice cream. In the event that Stan requires some, why don't we donate some of it to the medical facility?" As a consequence of the loss of his testicles, he is apparently going through a period of time that is quite challenging. A little bit later on. In the event that I come face to face with him, my primary concern is that I will be unable to contain my laughing. I propose that we go and pick up the children right at this exact now. They are not going to let ice cream pass them by under any circumstances. In the aftermath of this, I would like to have some time to myself and engage in conversation with you in a manner that is not just fascinating but also quite interesting. Subscribing to our channel is something you should do if you want to make certain that your second chaff does not cheat on you. You should also make it a point to listen to the story that follows after this one, since the one that comes after it is very different from the one that you are currently listening to. Should you be younger than 18 years old, you should not even contemplate listening to the one that is about to be presented to you.